Boom, it's a Monday. Don't you give up on a Monday. Okay. I got my red drink again, fluid. And then I got my free 10 McChicken nuggets, two Big Macs with more patties than none, 2 honey mustard for the dips, and that's it. I'm going to afterwards do homework, finish it, documenting, and then I'm done. I'm free, and I can spend the tomorrow, say, at my apartment cleaning up stuff, and then for Wednesday I go to my parents' place. I think as well, I'm also writing like a Bible of procrastination or something, you know? Like, what does that mean? I feel like a part of me had like a secret project in mind when I put myself in this situation. That being for the last September, October, November, December, 4 months, I've been documenting myself and being like, okay, what truly is my life like, right? And whether this video goes out, I don't know, is something that, one, helped me improve a lot with myself, but also would like do a lot of things. You know, I saw a sign. I said like, hey, I need work. And bro, you're next to a McDonald's. They want I'm kidding, no, not to joke with him, but I'm like, you can. But I mean, there's a new Taco Bell. Man, I could Taco Tuesday. I might, since it's Taco Tuesday vibes, tomorrow I'll have Taco Bell. But yeah, I think more often than not, there is a natural dilemma in a lot of people's lives, which could be, you know, procrastinating. And maybe the force of a doubt of not wanting to continue on something that you even love to do. You know, like, I want to dissect that. Like, I've said it many times, you know, I've like gotcha on the go. I have context jargon. And I watched a YouTube video that sparked my joy again with it, which was a power system. Like, people are character, like, how do you write a character with like weaponized, not like abilities, but just like that are weapons. And like, oh, I love this. This is part of my little folder on YouTube. I forgot what it's called. That I can put under my folder that I label like the content or the foundation or the Templars, you know. So I believe in my comic in that. I believe in my card game as well, and why don't I still continue to do it? You know? And I think at face value, I've written is a lot to do with like spreading yourself thin. And I think when you spread yourself thin, I think you have to just acknowledge what has taken most of your time in the day, in the month, and then tell yourself, do you actually want to continue doing that? Having that as like a priority or having some time to do. And I think a lot of times what you have to build is a schedule for yourself and learn just the reason why people schedule themselves or have other people schedule it for themselves, whether if it is they believe how much the person is, like, I don't know, like a personal assistant, like making a schedule for you, or you understand enough of yourself where you're like, am I going to stick with these priorities with a schedule? Because I think that's what adulthood really sums up to, besides like trying to pay taxes and try to just live a stable job and just exist. I think part of existing can be mundane. And I think when it comes to finding your own interests in life that not a lot of other people find in themselves that they find interesting is the most enriching thing that you can find in life. I was also watching a video where, I forgot what the video specifically was, but it's like, you don't find your significant other. It's not like in terms of what they said, but this is what I wrote in my presentation. You don't find your significant others in life. You find your friends first, then you build up to see if through the moments that you spend time with them, they are someone that you feel like is a significant other. Because there's always that first lens of, hey, I really like you because you look like this, and you're like, so you just like me because of my looks, and you're like, oh, you don't know me. You're like, wow. And I think there's a part of a little bit of obsession when it comes to love or missing out on things, which is I think I was watching a VTuber. That's what I was. It was like some Cottontail video where I'm not a Cottontail fan, but like my recommendations recommend me that. But it's like one of those things like, man, someone take it one for the team. Marry me, man. Oh, like I was in my wedding. I'm like, damn, dude. Damn. Not like sad damn at myself. I'm like, okay, some people are just down bad. Bad at you. I personally am open to it. But it's one of those things where it's like, I think at this point in my life, I'm sort of like, I think I have to work on not just who I am, but who I want to surround myself with. You know, you're like, and also it's like, how do you find the people that you want to surround yourself with? Well, you don't know at first, I want to say. And it comes down to first pushing forward in being actively open in your, not just career, but in your life. Like going out of your way to go to like a bakery or something because you really like that bakery. And maybe you take the time and effort to like get to know someone's day, or like say like, oh my gosh, this is really nice. And that's how you start. That's honestly how you start. And you're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I know. And also just the overarching branch of communication, right? And you're like, what is that to you? And I'm gonna stop here, but just know I'm gonna do my work. Okay, I just want to note this. When I opened this, it was like, obviously 10 McChicken nuggets, and then 10 McNuggets, 10 McNuggets, 10 McNuggets. Also, before I do my assignment, actually, I'm watching this, which that's the only blurb you get. And I'm not going to dive deep into it more. I'm just like, it's one of those things in life where you're like, I'm gonna do my work, and then you see that, and then you're like, Also, I'm eating, so I might as well just watch something. But yeah. I think all I will say is that, what's her name? I forgot. Mew tripled. That as an artist myself and getting into like art, her videos of just like comics on Instagram, I feel like I first seen her in like during like the Ross Draws era. It's like, it's one of those things where you're like, I didn't know this happened in your life, and you didn't know the person, and I wish them the best for how they continue moving forward in their life. And to Colin specifically, which I didn't know who Colin was, specifically Colin, her significant other, yeah, this was like 6 days ago, so I didn't even know this, but there's so many things in life that I'm also looking at the timer so I don't overstep, that you miss out on because you're busy, or you're doing something, or you have your own priorities in life. So I think when someone says like stay in your lane, right? I think it's just like know what you have control over, and then when you know what you have control over, make sure that the people in your life are seen, are heard, are not felt like that they lack thereof any communication, even if it feels like manipulative in any capacity, whether it's like trying to be someone who is trying to control their own life. Like, no, I think when it comes to like millionaires or billionaires, on a separate tangent, so no millionaire or billionaire built up that amount of money on their own, right? It's with other people. Whether if you see that as like a greedy thing or not, I think in life you cannot really avoid it doing it alone. And I think there's a part of you where it's like, always strive to find what you want out of life, not what makes you regressive in life, is my takeaway today. Because whether if it's difficult to try to understand that in life, I think it's just like try to find and confide in the things that you know will help you. In enjoying it. Okay, I'm gonna end it.